Dinnina jenna.
أنا لا بس إنما سنة بس أنا ملكنا بس قدام سنة قد مسانا قد
The Gada system is a philosophy developed by the Oromo people to manage their political, economic and social affairs over many years. It is a system of governance in which all members of the society participate equally. The imperial democratic nature of the Gada system forms the foundation of modern democracy by which the world is governed today. Although the Gada system was weakened in some areas due to pressure from successive regimes, it has withstood challenges from all directions. The Arsii Oromo, like other Oromo community, were governed by the Gada system. When enemies attempt to destroy it, the Arsii suffered brutal violence, including the cutting of arms and breasts at the hands of aggressors armed with modern weapons. Under increasing pressure from various fronts, the Arsii Gada system had been interrupted for more than a century. However, thanks to the noble sacrifice of Oromo heroes, the weakened Gada system has been revived. A significant milestone in this revival was the meeting of the Arsii Sikko Mandoo held on July 12 to 13, 2025 at Lake Langano in Negele Arsii district of West Arsii zone.
The Arsii Sikko Mandoo Gada system were oppressed and dismantled by the previous regime, the imperial regime, particularly during the Minilik regime. Just the research, different literatures, and the elders are telling us. Therefore, now, generally, the revitalizations of this, the Arsii Gada revitalization has a significant importance for social cohesion, for environmental, for peaceful coexistence of the community together. Because, as you can see on this program, people came from all directions of the country. This, number one, it creates a social cohesion, solidarity. And also this is a stage where the Arsii Oromo, the Sikko Mandoo, come together and reflect their identity. And also it is a good opportunity to strengthen their identity, their culture, their history that share with the Oromo at the large. Therefore,
Such meetings are necessary to discuss their bills, above all, to enact laws, to renew the laws if there are reforms. For example, to correct any action given us the old days of hanging thieves and beating them. Today's are not carried out nowadays. It is necessary for people to come together and amend such death penalty laws.
Gadaan Arsii yaa ayaamechuun yaa ajechuun Oromoon yaa qaba. Oromoon jila qaba akkuma Oromoo kamiitu yaa jechuun iddoo itti baallee walirraa fuudhanidha. Arsiin yaa qaba jechuun sirna Gadaa keessatti Oromoon hunduu godinaan yaa mataasaa qaba.
Like other Oromo communities, the Arsii Sikko Mandoo Gada has its own assembly. When we say assembly, we refer to both the ceremonial event and the place where the power or bali is transferred from one Gada leadership to another. The Arsii Sikko Mandoo Assembly brings together the Arsii Oromos from all corners of the country. It serves as a platform to strengthen relationships among the Arsii Sikko Mandoo Oromo. Moreover, important discussions are held on various issues that benefit the community in one way or another.
Amechuuni jila godhe wanta ummanni sirreeffachuu qabu waan aadaa keenya kaciise kara kabadaa jiru kana.
The main objective of this gathering is to foster communication and strengthen bonds among the people. Another purpose is to review our culture, which has been deteriorating for various reasons. This assembly plays a major role in cultural restoration. It also provides an opportunity to identify and address the challenges facing our traditions and norms.
Yaa Sikko Mandoo waggaa 100 dura kan turetu har'a argame. Guyyaan kun guyyaa seena qabeessa Oromoo Sikko Mandoo fi akkasuma immoo qabsoon Oromoolee waggaa 100 dura kan turetu garanatti dhufee jechuun injifannoo kanaan dhufe.
This is a historic day for the Arsii Sikko Mandoo Oromo because the assembly or Yaa'a, which had been interrupted for more than 100 years, has now been restored. As you know, the Oromo people have struggled for over a century and have achieved significant victories. This makes the day even more unique for the Oromo people in general, and especially for the Arsii Sikko Mandoo, and especially for the Arsii Sikko Mandoo. It is a momentous occasion.
Yaa'a jechuun Oromoo iddoo garaagaraa jiru wal barsiisuu sirna gadaa barsiisuu.
Yaa'a or assembly means a gathering where Oromo people from different parts of the country meet and reconnect. Such gatherings play a major role in educating people about the Gada system as well as Oromo norms, values and culture. In general, the Yaa'a is a place where elders pass down knowledge about the Gada system and its values to the younger generation.
Oromoon waan hundaafuu seera tumaa. Seera waaqati jira, seera lafaati jira, seera namaati jira.
The Oromo people have laws for everything. For example, there are the laws of the earth, seera lafa, God's law, seera waaqa, river law, seera malka, and women's law. During this assembly, laws are enacted that define what is permitted and prohibited within the Gada system.
Ilmaan amma safuu qabattee akka guddattu akka aadaa keenya ka durii
To transfer our culture and norms from generation to generation, we must restore the Gada system. For instance, the Gada system has detailed laws related to marriage, including a variety of procedures. To properly practice the traditions of our forefathers and uphold the Gada system, there must be laws and declarations in place. The Gada leaders have done their best to address this during the gathering.
Yaa'a kanarratti immoo murtoolee gurguddoon Sikko Mandoo abbootiin gadaa haadholiin siinqeesitti wal gahanii ergaalee gurguddoo fi murtii gurguddoo dabarsanii.
At this assembly, various laws are being enacted by the Sikko Mandoo Hayyus, Abba Gadas, and Haadha Siinqees. These laws will play a crucial role in improving the community's livelihood and preserving the people's culture and norms.
The conference aimed to strengthen and preserve Oromo culture and tradition, preserve harmful practices, promote Oromumma or Oromo identity, enhance knowledge and understanding among the Sikko Mandoo, reinforce unity and solidarity, and restore weakened moral values and peace. Arsii has 20 Dacha or local administrative cultural sites. 11 of them are found or located in Bali zone, and 9 is found in 2 Arsii districts. The 21st Dacha or cultural site has been established for the Arsii Oromo living in Hadiyya in the central Ethiopia region.
This event, particularly this event which is aimed to revitalize the Arsii Gada system, revitalize which has been a bit just weakened due to the problems that I said earlier, particularly the political or the regimes. Now, this is a starting point for the Arsii Gada Sikko Mandoo to revitalize, to revive, and back to its origin.
Jilli guyyaa hadhaa Arsiin sadeen Sikko Mandoo walitti ba'ee wal baruuf walillee baratee kadagates wal baratee aadaa ofii deeffatuuf dhaddacha kalee toore dhaddacha harkaa bule deeffatuu fi dhimma uumaa fuuni uuman badee.
Today's event has brought together all 3 lineages of the Arsii Sikko Mandoo, allowing them to reconnect and strengthen their unity. It is also a significant step toward restoring our culture, which was previously suppressed by various regimes. Furthermore, the dachas, the ceremonial grounds that had been forgotten, are being revived and made functional again. This event also opens the way to restore the laws and cultural values by which our ancestors lived. For example, the Arsii Sikko Mandoo had detailed marriage laws. In the past, dowry was fairly requested and offered with the community, but today the practice has shifted. People are asking for 200,000 to 500,000 birr, which resembles a commercial transaction more than a cultural practice. This is not our traditional. The purpose of gathering is to address such a social issue and to restore our precious culture and Gada values through deep discussion.
Yaa Arsii wal argii jechuun sirni gadaa wal harkaa fuudhinsi waan qophaa'eef kana mari'ataa nama safuu irraa dabe gabbara aadaa irraa dabe kanniin kana wal mari'atee kana walii itti galfatee aadaan teenna tana sirna gadaatti deemnaa bultumni fixaa jira gadaa horataatti.
We are now at the point of the power transfer ceremony why this assembly has been organized. We are also here to hold accountable those who have violated the rules and principles of the Gadaa system. The gathering allows to discuss cultural issues and disorders. The Bultum Gadaa class is about to hand over power or Bali, and discussions have been held to reach consensus. We have agreed on 6 main points: preserving and restoring duchess, revising marriage laws, promoting peace, addressing illegal migration, upholding norms and morality, and conserving natural resources.
Arsiin wali haa arguu barbaanne gaafa arsii wal argite waan bultuun waa waliinii waan garagaraan godhattu waa waloo godhatti bultii fi murtii fi.
Our goal is to reunite the Arsii Sikko Mandoo Oromo. When they come together, they discuss social issues that impact their future. This gathering is important for enacting laws, reaching consensus, and ensuring the community is governed under shared principles, and is also a platform to promote harmony and eliminate harmful cultural practices. For instance, we raised concerns about marriage laws, which have become a pressing issue. We also discussed the rise of divorce in our country. To counter these trends, we amended the marriage laws in accordance with the Gadaa system. The contribution of this assembly is immense. It helps restore our culture and correct the marriage process. When marriage is conducted according to Gadaa principles, and is blessed, we have witnessed in our own lives.
In order to restore the deteriorated culture and norms, the Gada or assembly has been organized and the community will discuss the relevant issues. The gathering also plays an important role in shaping the younger generation according to the Gadaa principles. After thorough discussion and agreement on the laws passed, the community will be governed by these laws.
The Abagadas declared, the Arsii Abagadas declared about 6 pillars. The central pillars of the point has been declared today. That is very important for the Arsii Oromo to back to its origin, to see its history, it is social, it is cultural, it is moral ethics, everything.
Yeroo jalqabaatiif Arsiin jila kana yaa'ee gadaa isaa tumatee beekamtii yeroo yerootti wal gahee marii isaa idileessuuf murtee garaagaraa dabarsuuf jila qophaa'edha.
This is the first gathering for the Arsii Oromo to exchange ideas, pass various laws, and strengthen their unity permanently. Women have also played an important role in this event, just as they have in other cultural ceremonies. They have fulfilled their responsibilities to ensure the success of the gathering. For example, women teach their children about the laws passed down during the assembly by the Hayus and Abagadas. Young women also contribute their fair share by helping to implement the newly enacted laws and raising awareness among their peers.
Ummata galbadhatu miti manuma keessattuu maatiin haatiin fi abbaan ijoolleen marii qabaachuu qaba, marii malaataan qabaachuu qaba.
Let alone a gathering of this size, even families should engage in regular discussion to lead a proper life. The Oromo people have a unique tradition of dialogue. For instance, they once held a major discussion at Madolabu and reached agreements on various issues. Since then, the larger Oromo community has been governed by rules and the Gadaa system appointing Abagadas and transferring power periodically across different parts of the country.
Safuu keessaa baane intala teenna safuu keessaa bahe mucaa keenna safuu keessaa bahe fuudha keenna karaa gadhiis jiruuf jireenya keenna garaa gadhiis.
As Arsii Oromo, we have our own culture of mutual respect. Unfortunately, this culture is being abandoned by our children. For example, we once had a valuable and respectful marriage tradition. but it has completely lost its cultural norms. Behaviors like begging, theft, idleness, and disrespect, things we now observe in our community, are not part of our culture. They are considered shameful, taboo among us. By abandoning our culture, we are now facing many challenges. Therefore, we must return to our original values. Other people's cultures cannot become ours. In the past, Arsii Sikko Mandoo was known for its heroism. So, we must reflect on that legacy.
This is a good opportunity for the Arsii Sikko Mandoo to revitalize its culture, which has a big implication, a broader implication for the revitalization of its Gada system, which has been impressed, which has been dismantled for many decades, Therefore, today when different Arsis came from different directions, including from the southern part, from the Hadiya, they came today and they're participating, and also they give a blessing for this community in their language they can speak by Hadiyanya. This has a good implication that a social cohesion. This event bring community together, solidarity, strengthens their identity, their culture, their everything.
The Oromo says, Aadaan lubbuu qabdi, which literally means culture is alive. This belief is one reason why the Oromo people bring together hostile individuals and work towards reconciliation. The Oromo Gada system also emphasized both right and responsibility.
Yeroo dheeraaf ammoo yaa'a adeemsifamne ture. Yaani kun ka barbaachisuu fi ol bultii isaanii mari'achuu, seera tumachuu, seerri haaromfamoo jiraate haaromsu.
For a long period of time, the Arsii Sikko Mandoo had not gathered or held a discussion. This gathering is therefore crucial for addressing the challenges people face in their daily lives. Enacting laws is essential. If existing laws need to be amended, they should be revised. If new laws are necessary, they should be declared. This gathering will play a significant role in that regard.
During this gathering, 6 key provisions were delivered. The restoration of the dacha or ceremonial grounds under Oda Roba was among the issues raised at the assembly. There are 20 dachas under Oda Roba, and all should be reopened and made functional. The Bultuma Gada class should begin its preparation starting from today and pass the Bali or power to the Horata Gada class. The Horata Gada class also should be complete the necessary ceremonies and receive its Bali or power next year. The Boku should be restored in all dachas or cultural sites. Every Gada clan should know its own ceremonial grounds. The Kalu institution should be functional in all Ardajlas or ceremonial grounds because the Gada system is not complete without the Kalu.
Daddacha diddamii tokko qaba. Daddacha qabu kana irratti sirna gadaa ka ofii deeffatee baallii sadarkeeffatee deeffatee sirna isaatiin wal hoogganuu hin danda'amne waan yeroo dheeraan yala kufeef ol deebii irratti nu dhibee.
The Arsii Sikko Mandoo have 21 dachas. In all these sites, the Arsii have been unable to perform their Gada system rituals, including anointing of the Bagadas. It has been a long time since we lost access to these practices. Therefore, by introducing all dachas to the surrounding communities and reviving the culture of ceremonies accordingly, we aim to make all dachas functional again for traditional rituals. That is why we are holding this discussion. After the true discussion held here, we plan to travel to Odaroba for the power transition ceremony in accordance with the Gada system.
We may see also a good event that I have observed, the declaration of different laws, the declaration of different pillar laws that Bagadas considered very important, currently very important for this community. Number one is revitalizing of the sacred sites, the Gada Assembly. Yes, the Gada assemblies, Arsii Sikko Mandoo Arsii has 20 assemblies where people sit together and they discuss about their issues, their administration issue, community issue, economic issue, environmental issue, social issue, whatever. Therefore, there are 20 assemblies or sacred sites at Dacha what we call it Dacha. Therefore, they added 2-day one, where at Hadiyah. Therefore, hereinafter, Arsii going to have 21 Dacha or assemblies. This is number one. So, what Gada said, they declared to revitalize. People go back to their assembly and they revitalize and they let their assembly start functioning.
Murtii dabarsuu barbaade. Murtii sana dabarfachuuf ammoo qabxii jaha. Tokkoffaa dhaddoota deebisuu. Lammaffaa fuudhaa heeruma keenya qajeelfachuu. Sadaffaa safuuf safeeffannaa Arsiin kalee qabdi. Safuuf safeeffannaa teenna.
The purpose of this gathering is to make decisions on various important issues. For instance, we have held discussions on 6 key points that will benefit the public. The first one, functioning cultural sites, Dachas. Second, marriage. Third, norms and morality. And the fourth, legal migration. And on the 5th place, peace. And the final one is natural resource conservation. Therefore, we aim to pass laws in a well-organized and written form in the presence of a large gathering of Oromo people.
Marriage law was another key issue raised at the assembly. Under this topic, several concerns were discussed, including respect for women, dowry practice, and widespread occurrence of divorce, the issue of street children, the decline in relationship among relatives, and other related matters were discussed.
Arsii has its own safu, moral ethics, and it also has its own culture of marriage. But now, because of what we call it modernization or whatever, it has been deteriorated and the people go out of the order of the Gada system, out of the Sikko Mandoo Gada system, and they try to getting married, which is culturally unacceptable. Now, the Abba Gadas declared that the marriage should come to the line of the Arsii Gada system. It must be in that way, regarding to dowry, regarding to whatever.
Due to various reasons, the Arsii Oromo had not made for more than a century. This has resulted in weakening of the Gada system in the area. All 20 dachas or cultural sites located in different sides of the Wabe River are not been functional for more than 100 years. As the Gada system deteriorated among Arsii Sikko Mandoo, the younger generation completely forgot the norms, values, and cultures. The Oromo Gada system is founded on peace and is known for declaring peace among the people. It provides a way for living together in harmonious across generations.
Yoo walit dhuftu nagaa wal gaafatti, oduu hambaa wal gaafatti, oduun hambaa nagaya jedhanii jalqabu. Nagaya saniif nuti bara dheeraa qabsoomne. Arsii kalee bara dheeraa dahoo fi orroo ofirraa baqattee bara dheeraa qabsoo keessa turte. Bara kana hoo
when the Oromo come together, they greet each other by asking about the peace and well-being of their respective areas. We have struggled for many years to achieve peace. In the past, the Arsii Oromo faced various challenges, but now we have the opportunity to come together and discuss solutions. The Oromo people seek development, and robbing or taking someone's property is not part of our culture. We are also enacting laws to address such issues and uphold our values.
The other is about peace, which is a very challenging issue currently all over the country and the neighboring, and therefore Abba Gada has declared on the issue of peace. Arsii Gada or the Oromo as a whole, lover of peace. Kanaaf yeroo mara nagaa wal gaafata, nageenyi badhaadha, nagaa wal fuudha. Therefore, the issue of peace right now is also another challenging, and the Abba Gadas call a declaration and also made a call for all community of the Arsii to come to peace, live in peace and solidarity.
Ilmi Arsii kaleessa haadha abbaa ulfinna qaba. Ollaafuu horii tiksa. Ollaafuu hin ergam. Arra haadha abbaa ergamni hin didamne. Haadha abbaa fi dhagayuun hin didamne.
In the past, Arsii children used to care for their neighbors' cattle. Do we see that today? Do the children of this generation still show respect for their families? Sadly, some of the armed individuals who are disturbing our communities are our own children. Therefore, it is our responsibility to advise them and guide them back on the right path.
The other is Safu and the Safe Fanna, the moral ethics and order of the Arsii, the Sikko Mandoo. This is also declared the Arsii community should back to it is Safu and the Safe Fanna, the right moral ethics that guided by the Sikko Mandoo Gadas. Therefore, this is another declaration that we have seen today.
In order to pass down a strong and positive culture to the next generation, there must be meeting, discussion, and community consensus. That is why the Arsii Sikko Mandoo Oromo have come together and held this important gathering after a long time. This discussion will help the community to restore Gadaa system and educate the current generation about social life, cultural values, and traditional norms.
Tokkoffaa seeruma kanaan dura tumamee ammallee hojii irra ooluu qabu sanuu beekuu qaba. Beekee itti buluu qaba.
This generation must understand and abide by the existing laws that are currently in effect. As the government often emphasizes, everyone should return to their original identity and culture. I'm doing so. Mutual respect, Wayu must be restored. Among the Oromo people, there are Wayu individuals, objects and traditions that deserve respect. This generation should honor those individuals and uphold the values associated with them. Additionally, the cultural practices and the norms that have long been part of the Oromo society must be preserved. At the same time, this generation should refrain from adopting harmful or negative cultural behaviors.
Dinnina jenna. Arole na bas na misana bas da milkana bas gada misana gada milkana gada misana gulate milkana gulate.